What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Gintama episode 8. Last time we had an octopus hunt, and this guy probably got fired because he punched the prince in the face. This time could be pretty much literally anything. So, yeah. If you want to skip to the discussion, the time code is in the description. Also down there is a link to the Patreon if you want to get these videos a week early. But yeah, let's get into watching the episode. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. I like going into Gintama episodes because I don't know what's going to happen at all. It could be anything. We could just have an episode of Gintoki sleeping. This could be 20 minutes long. Maybe he just sleeps for the whole episode and we just like see other people come in the room going around him and doing there it is. Okay. Truly one of the most heart-pounding, exhilarating intros to a episode I've ever seen. Gets the blood pumping. Is this the other show again? Gintama? Are we actually going to get like a whole episode of this? It would be funny if sometimes we just did this. Sometimes it just was a different show. That would be good. Or is this just for an opening joke? You could say this is his dream. It's kind of like if Gintama wasn't a comedy, if it was just straightforward. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Is that what they were? What is happening? Oh, okay. Are we actually going to do this? Are we going to focus on this for the whole episode? I thought it was at first that doing that one ending gag that it did one time where it became Gintama, a different show, and I thought that's what we were doing here at first. Not quite, but it's quite different from how we started. Because it was like, oh, if you're not gonna... Oh, what the fuck? It was like, oh, if you're not gonna wake up, go do your own show. So I thought we cut to like something totally different. And we kind of did, but yeah. I was like, what the hell's happening? It would be funny if we just went into like a parallel universe every so often that was like Gintama but serious. Okay, you're they're not gonna know that until they might not ever know. I was gonna say like until you're fucking in the bedroom, but even then they might not see your butt hair. Fucking dude. Is that Shinpachi's sister? It looks like her. How you got like it's like all over your butt? It's not just like in the... Fucking shave it. How you get hair all over your butt? Butt afro and all. Yeah. So are we not getting an opening in this episode? Yeah, there is but a fine line between persistence and stubbornness. I had no idea what that meant, if there would be anything having to do with butts, and there is. Shinpachi's sister has been proposed to by Kondo because she would accept his butt afro. So yeah, at the beginning I was like, what the hell is happening? We just cut to this and they're filming it, and is this a meta gag? Are we still in the same world? But yeah, it's good now. And now this is happening. So good to see his sister again. So I guess the title is referring to the fact that he will be persistent in proposing to her. Yes. Okay, that's kind of a shitty view. That's like, it's a selfish view of them. Good for you. Epic frisbee toss. Nice. Adjust the kimono. Alright, so like our first real introduction to him. First time he's gotten focus. And it's him obsessing over her. Gintoki might not even actually be in the episode. He might sleep through the whole thing. That might be what we're doing. Is he asleep? That's impressive. You look like you're about to... I was gonna say, you could like easily fucking accidentally slice him, but he's the one with the racket. Why? Why do you have that? I know he was at the place before, but he's not there anymore. Why does he still have that? I'm glad they addressed it, but what are you doing? Oh, you think so? Do they not know that he's a fucking goober? Okay, good for that guy. Oh, I was like, what? What's the problem? It's eating eggs all the time. Well, you guys probably still don't have a ton of money, right? I mean, she is probably making more than you. Are they not good? Oh. Ew. No. This is... What? Yeah, what the fuck does that mean, buddy? What was he trying to say there? It's turning into a horror movie. This is like actually terrifying. Ew! No! This is disturbing. You need to stop. We only need one Shinsengumi guy with a racket. Show her your butt. Show her the afro. See if she likes it. They have to direct traffic. He doesn't seem to be doing it. This is interesting, not having Gintoki around and focusing on them. Everybody scattered real fast. Well, shit. That's how you keep the peace. Oh, he's here? He's awake? Okay. Yeah, he's like, what? Nobody woke me up. I didn't know this episode was starting. I don't think it's been that long, has it? Shh. Yeah, I guess. It's a different show this week. You're just in the background. It's interesting focusing on them, so yeah. Yeah, that's why they didn't do an opening, because it's not Gintama this week. Now it is. Okay. That's pretty interesting, playing around with the opening. So what about in the manga? Like, maybe there was no cover page. Maybe that's an anime original joke. I'm sure they did the whole, oh, the chapter started without me, but the OP joke specifically, adding in the opening late. That's something for the anime. That's pretty cool playing around with it like that. I was like, why was there no opening? There always is. It's because it wasn't Gintama yet, and now that Gintoki's awake and is upset that it's not Gintama, now we get the opening. Pretty good. So is his thing like always gonna be that he's in love with Shinpachi's sister? Is that gonna last forever? Is that gonna be a quick little thing? We'll see. It'll probably be a running thing. Now, happy? You got your show back. Yeah, you can get some money. Oh, that was very quick. But no, it's straight up stalker behavior. It's free if you eat the whole thing in a certain amount of time. Yeah, I mean, he works for you, so... That's all it takes. You have to do it. That's actually pretty hilarious, too. Like, you have to take the job, because if you don't, you're not going to be the main character of the show. That would be funny if that was always his motivation. It's like, I have to take jobs because if I don't, there's nothing to show, and they're going to focus on a different guy and he'll be the main character. So that's why I have to take the jobs. Oh shit. A lot of defiling. Yeah, all of those. Anal. Whoa. Skanky just because she fucks one dude? My god. You were saying that women like being loved more than they like loving someone. But I don't know. The fact that she loved your hairy ass seemed to be all you needed. You're just like, oh, she loves that, so that's it. Like, you love the fact that she loves your butt so much. And she doesn't. Alright, fight. He might be asleep. Oh shit. Fucking... Is he gonna come? He has to be the main character. So we're still doing the show. The Shinsengumi show. No. No. You lost your main characters too. Okay, here they are. You guys were way ahead of them. This fucking voice. I like how we're not even from the camera's perspective anymore, but his voice and face are still changed and blurred to protect his identity. Wow, it's like commentary on the police. There are cameras, we have to be careful. Oh. My pant leg. This is still being filmed. Yeah, wow, like relevant commentary from many years ago. When the manga first started, like fucking 16 years ago. So is he just not gonna come? Oh. Oh. What the hell did you eat that took so long? Also, maybe just wanted it to be sunset, just for the theatricality. I get it. He calls her gorilla too, so maybe they're a good match. I also need sugar when I watch anime and make videos. Also, it has to be sunset, even though it's 12:43 p.m. That's close. But then why would he fight? He doesn't care. I mean, there is that. But I guess he'd be delusional enough to think that she'd be into him. But yeah. Are you gonna actually fall for him? Okay, an even match. Well, then what are you going to use? Why is it called that? Okay, you're going to give him yours. Something that I was thinking when he was in the bathroom, which he apparently wasn't, or at least if he was, it wasn't for very long. I thought he would be in the bathroom. I knew he sabotaged it in some way. I just didn't know how. I was thinking, like, what if he didn't wash his hands? And that was going to be his thing. He's got, like, I got poop on my hands, and that's how I'm going to beat you. So I thought he might be here like, oh yeah, you're using my blade, but I didn't wash my hands. But it was just that he sabotaged it. But is that the wooden sword he usually uses? Did he just destroy it? See, he just fucking, he just cheated. He just sabotaged the blade in a totally normal way. And this was all part of his plan. What a fucking, Are you sure you're the main character and you're not the villain? That was fucking awesome. I am impressed. But what about his sword? Is he just gonna glue it? Oh no. Poor man. Oh. I see. Mm-hmm. Poor guy. Oh. They don't know what he's been doing this whole time. Now they're on film trying to fucking murder a man. Oh, and it's on film. Are we gonna see his like ass hair sticking out? Are we ever gonna see the butt afro? I want to see it. Oh boy, this what a great what great publicity for the Shinsengumi. Well, that was an interesting episode. Okay, there's something else happening. We are back in school. Okay. We get the ending, and then we go back to school. Okay, we get the preview. Okay, then more of the. Oh, okay. We get. Here it is. No, not his recorder. What is this, elementary school? I'll just blame somebody. It's okay to lie. What a great teacher. What the fuck? What the fuck are you saying? Still licking that lollipop really fast. Changing the song is not relevant. Putting it up your butt is what's relevant. With all the butt hair, I don't know if he could fit it in there. Oh, and this guy's in the class now. What is that? That's not... It's a lollipop. We already established this. It would be funny if that was a running joke for a long time. Like him saying that but not revealing it. And then after like 10 of these, it finally reveals that it was a lollipop the whole time. But we've already had it revealed. Oh. Boy. He shoved it up his fucking ass. He ripped right through the butt hair. Anyway, that was an episode. Let's go on to the discussion. Alright, episode 8 of Gintama. A totally ridiculous episode that I had a lot of fun with. Most episodes, or a lot of them, have had some kind of like moral or something kind of serious where, like Gintoki, in a lot of ways, has a lot of common shonen protagonist aspects to him, and a lot of the early episodes or chapters of the manga feel like early Shonen Jump manga chapters, especially ones that would have come out at the time that this series first came out, where he, he's got his pride, he's gonna stand tall and live the way he wants with the samurai spirit and protect those important to him, and he interacts with other people and he changes them through his actions, Of course, it's not totally typical, because then it's got all the random, meta, weird, ridiculous comedy bullshit in there too that makes the show and the character stand out. But, you know, a lot of the times we have those little character arcs or little, like, emotional beats with the father and his idol daughter and whatnot. This one was just ridiculous, which I really liked. We're talking about butt afros. We're talking about getting the show stolen out from under you, and there's all kinds of nonsense. And it was really fun. It's mostly centered around Isao Kondo, chief of the Shinsengumi, falling in love with Shinpachi's sister, Otai. We finally get to see her again, spend some more time with her. I don't know if this will be a running thing, if he'll be in love with her forever. I imagine so. It won't be as strong as it was in this one, just be around her all the time, but I think he's going to stay into her. But yeah, he's a stalker. It was actually kind of horrifying. It was getting really creepy. I don't know what did he say? Like, fall in love with me for a hump or something like that? Go out with me for a hump? I don't know what the Japanese literally was, but that's what they translated it to, so I don't know what he meant. But yeah, it was getting to the point where it's like, this is genuinely terrifying, and it has to stop. But he was just way into her because he has a lot of butt hair. And he was really anxious and shy and worried that no girls would like him because of all of his butt hair. And she's like, I would love somebody even if they had a butt afro. And so he's like, oh my god, that's amazing, I love you. Marry me now. Holy shit. How much hair do you have on your fucking butt? Like, in the crack is one thing, but it's just all over? It's just all over. How'd that happen? Do you not shave it? Does it just grow back right away? They're not gonna know until you get to a certain point. And by then you can hide it. Generally, your front side is involved more in that stuff. I mean, we saw him in like a fucking, like a little, not a Speedo, but you know, he was wearing like a little thing and you couldn't like see it poking out or anything, so you can hide it until they're already into you and then maybe spring it on them then and see if they're okay. I don't know. It's probably fine. You can work around it. It's just butt hair. It'll be okay. But they just suddenly reach back there and then they feel it and I don't know. Why am I talking about it so much? It's butt hair. Stop. I need to move on to another topic. But yeah, he's like, oh, my mom always told me that women find more happiness in being loved than in loving someone. It's like, is that like a really selfish view of women? Like viewing them as really selfish creatures? Like, oh, they like being loved more than they like giving love? It's like, oh, okay. Weird view to have of all women, especially coming from a woman. But I guess she's just saying, hey, you gotta be nice to women and show them love. And I mean, yeah, but it's just weird. And especially because the only reason he is so into her is because she showed him the affection first. Not even affection, just saying that simple little thing that she said, but just that was enough to make him totally obsessed with her. So just the thought of being loved by her drove him so crazy. It's like, I don't know if it's just women, buddy. Also calling her skanky when she was saying that Gintoki's her fiance. It's like, well, okay, they're saying they do all kinds of sexual shit, but if it's her fiance, like, don't call her a fucking skank. What the hell's wrong with you? He was actually terrifying. But also, something I loved about this episode is the fact that I was like, where's the opening? It started with Gintoki sleeping, and then at first I didn't know what was going on, because it's like, okay, well, if you're going to sleep, go just off being your own show. So I thought we were going to cut to like that ending gag we had one time where it became Gintama, or it was like, next time we're going to do Gintama, and it was like, it's going to be a totally different show. I thought we were going to go back to that. And I think that'd be funny if every so often there's an episode or part of an episode that just is a different show, like a parallel reality. It could even be like Gintama, but kind of in a more serious world. I thought that's what we were doing at first, because we just cut from him sleeping to this totally different thing, but it was actually just cutting to the Shinsengumi and a show that they are doing. They're being filmed, and that's cool. I like focusing on them, seeing more about them. But yeah, I thought after that, Gintoki's just going to be asleep for the entire episode. We're not even going to see him. And that's pretty funny. But then we did. He became part of the episode. And I was like, we didn't have an opening, which is weird. We always have one. But then he brings that up. He's like, what the hell's going on? The show is Gintama. The Gin comes from my name. What are we doing here? We haven't even had an opening. Play it. And then they played it. So that was pretty good, playing on that. I wonder what that was like in the manga. If he was just saying, like, doing the exact same joke, like, I've got to be the main character, focus on me. But then they added in extra for the anime, added in the opening bit, because that was really good, because I really took notice of the fact that there was no opening, and then they used that to play into the show's comedy. We're like, come on, make it Gintama, play the opening, and then we finally got it like 10 minutes in, which was really good. And then after that, he's like, why should I do it? He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to go get involved with this and helping Otai avoid this stalker. But like, you have to do it, or else he'll take your spot as the main character. And that's a hilarious motivation. And I kind of wish that was his motivation all the time. Just like, shit, I have to do the jobs. I have to run this business and do odd jobs so that there's enough going on in my life to be the main character. If I don't do the jobs, they're going to focus on somebody else and take the show from me. That's funny. Like I said, it'd be funny if that was all the time. We also get the school thing at the end again, where he's still got the lollipop. That would also be funny if that had been a running gag that wasn't revealed until later. Like if he kept saying, no, it's a lollipop, and then just like way later it's eventually revealed that he was telling the truth. But either way, I still thought it was really funny the first time we saw it, but it's repeated here. But then we get all this stuff with the stolen recorder, and now he wants to stick it up people's butts, and then he does! Just threw all the ass hair up the ass. And I like how new characters are added in. Like Kondo was there now, and the guy from the last episode with the octopus, he's in the class now. But yeah, actually settling the plot of this episode with their sword duel, that was pretty awesome too. I knew he was going to sabotage it, at least I thought he was. It seemed like for a while he might just not show up, but then he eventually did. And he's like, no, I'm going to bet my life instead of hers. And so he gives him his sword and he takes Shinpachi's. And it was all just sabotage because he fucked with his own sword. And that's what allowed him to win. And I'm like, goddamn, are you sure you're the main character? You're not the villain? Because that was pretty underhanded, but it was awesome. And I admire it. And it's pretty hilarious. I was thinking like he's going to come back from the bathroom because they said that he went to the bathroom. And he's going to be like, I didn't wash my hands. I got poop on my hands. And then he gave him his sword, so he's like, you're holding a poop sword. But no, it was just he straight up fucked with his own sword. Which, is that the wooden sword that he always uses? He said that it was. Is it just broken now? Is he gonna fix it? Is it just gonna be fixed in the next episode and it's never gonna be mentioned? I don't know, but that was pretty great, honestly, that he did that. It was all just for that, him coming in and being noble and like, I bet my life instead of hers, all to get him to use a wooden sword. And then he asked for Shinpachi's, but he's like, no, take mine, it's important, you use it. And then he took Shinpachi's, all just so he could totally fuck him over. So that was great. I really, really like that a lot. Gintoki is great. I really like his role in the show and all the meta shit and all the stuff that he does. It's really good. And then the Shinsengumi are embarrassed too because they film him down there on their show. They film Hijikata wanting to murder a man, which... Is this like a commentary on the police, or is this coincidental? I know this first came out quite a long time ago, but the fact that they were like, he was going to be quick to resort to violence, and they're like, no, we're being filmed. It's like, the cops being filmed, so they're trying not to act violent around civilians. It's like, that's actually like a legitimate issue that's talked about a lot in real life. So that's an interesting little thing in there, and I don't know if it was meant to be taken that seriously, but just the little moments like Okita blowing up huge bits of fucking road when they weren't conducting traffic like they were supposed to be, and him sleeping during training, the fucking badminton guy, they mentioned it, he brought up the fact, like, are you still playing badminton? But I still don't know why. I don't know why he has that. There's a guy who's apparently in love with Kondo, and most of them seem to think he's a great dude, and that he's off doing important stuff, but he was just being a goof. Maybe they'll know that now, but yeah, pretty great for Gintoki and the Shinsengumi, Kondo. Just a totally ridiculous episode. Absolutely, like every aspect of it, I'm thinking about, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? In a good way. Like, just... That was an actual episode of a show that I just watched. We're talking about the butt afros and, hey, I gotta be the main character, play the opening. And then the main character just totally underhandedly screwing the other guy over, and the Shinsengumi going through their shit. And it was bizarre. And it was one of my favorite episodes yet, if not my favorite, because it was just so weird and random and out there. And I definitely want to see more of that. Just make it as weird as you possibly can. So that's about all I got for now. If there's anything you want to say about the episode, we can talk about it in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Share the video with other people you think might enjoy it too, it helps a whole lot. And check out the Patreon for early videos and other rewards. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.